back, everyone. We're jumping into round 2 now, and we're going to have Paul Phelan playing Mono Lightning versus our own champion, Mr. Kitty, piloting Mono Ice.
I took a quick look at Kitty's list earlier, and it looks particularly mean. A lot of discard, a lot of new cards from the Dissidia box. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think everyone, at least in our Discord, is in agreement that the Ice cards are definitely the star of the new starter deck.
Alright, let's make sure we get the timers right.
We're just waiting for mulligans very quickly.
Hopefully they look over and we can just give them a wave. But
you'd think, yeah.
But who knows? I'll try and keep an eye on what's on the... Oh, we're just going? Are they just going? Who knows?
Wow. We'll see if someone discards, we'll crack on.
Looks like it was just mulligans. So we're good.
I'll get a sneaky peek at Kitty's hand. That's very nice.
A lot of Turks up there.
Gentlemen. And we're off.
Alright then.
Before taking the turn, we're probably going to see... I think we saw the Louisoire. Get some backups going. Goes for the Louisoire over the President Shin, right? I wonder if we're going to drop this down straight away or we got a turn 2 as well.
So Scions mixed with Turks, is it? Maybe that Mono Lightning list that was running around, a lot of nasty stuff in it.
I think it might just be for the backup engine, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be the one with all the EX bits, right? Which was playing a Dio, I believe, which is
yes.
Spicy
Opus
to bring that back.
2, Opus 3.
Yeah, so getting Louisoire out the gate, off into the LSA.
We are looking at dumping it straight down onto the field. Maybe we got the Alphino as well for the curving up to 3 backups.
So I would not be surprised if we don't see a turn 1 Theodore. Don't disappoint me, Kitty. Play it.
Well, I mean, Paul's dropped a lot of cards already, so maybe he doesn't need to. Maybe he just goes for more like efficient, immediate discard.
Yeah, I also don't think we actually...
Or he just goes for
I also
consistency.
Don't think we actually saw it in his hand, which is a bit of a shame, but, you know.
Presume we're looking for backups here. See how many cards we dig through. There we go, there's a Mog. Obviously, searches your lightnings. Is that it? It's got to be more than just lightnings it searches in this deck. Mogs.
13 it searched for, right?
Yeah, 13 character. I don't think it plays any Saras.
I don't know. We'll be on the edge of our seats until we find
out.
out.
We'll wait and find out for sure. Kitty's thinking of playing another one down. Or we go Rufus? Do we just drop a turn 1 Rufus?
Oh, this card.
I mean, now we're... So, a lot of people, you know, at the end of last set... Well, I say end of last set. Before the sort of 20.5 set, we've kind of come to the decision where people were like, you know what? Rufus is good enough on his own. We don't need the rest of the Turks to sort of fluff up for no reason. So, you know, they were just running him on his own for the discard. But Mono Ice has a little bit more room to be able to actually, you know, go for the full. That's Krista, I believe.
Random discard coming your way. I bet you Jacko sat at home just looking at this longingly, wishing he was in James Kitty's seat here.
Hugh is a good... actually, I say Hugh's a good bit. We're going to be getting both.
Nilcast. Man, dodging the amount of EX bursts in this Mono Lightning deck is like dodging the bullet in Matrix. It's gross.
But 3 backups is still plenty, you know. So I don't think Paul's definitely not out of the game yet or anything.
And we do know that, well, at least from the list I've seen of this, the way it does play those backups that come in for free as well. So being on 3 is perfect right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Still though, early days.
Does look like we have something to play, possibly on curve 2. Shinryu. I mean, do you go Shinryu into one of those backups?
I don't see why you wouldn't, right?
Because you don't want to keep...
there we go.
I mean, you don't want to keep a card in hand, do you? So I believe Krista... Krista can still become a forward, but it's not going to be... Neither Rufus nor Krista is going to be attacking through the Shinryu anytime soon, so... Yeah, no, that's actually not too bad at all.
Yeah. So... It's going to be tough to get past the Shinryu as well. It's pretty big.
At the same time, I don't think it's going to be too difficult for Kitty now to play, like, to be honest, anything that's going to dull down that Shinryu. I think we just ignore it from now and try and keep it down.
Yeah.
We're obviously going to be somewhat worried about the S effect at some point, but because we've already got the Shinryu on the field, you know, we don't know what it's going to when it's going to happen. But I think I can see a Fissalis in hand, which is going to be very nice, because not only are we going to get that dollar freeze on the Shinryu that we so desperately need, but we are also going to get a draw as well, get our hand back up. So, yeah, I mean, that's actually... It's 2 cards back, really, because we were getting the draw off of the Fissalis because Paul has no cards in hand. It's also going to allow for Rufus to attack, which is then going to recur one of the Turks. So even though we're on 1 backup, we're playing so efficiently here.
Yeah, and you can think as well as if he does pull back one of those Renos, that can get haste, that can get you the Rude. It's just pressure upon pressure here. Yeah, there's that Doll Freeze, there's that draw. And kick for 2.
Yeah, once again, going to be getting back the Reno.
Says
there is an EX burst.
Yeah, I mean, I think the choices here are Aranea. Yeah.
I think we just want to get rid. I think that is that 4 or more on the first. I can't remember which way round it is. One's 4 or more, one's 4 or less, or 3 or more,
that
5
one.
or less.
Yeah.
So 3 or less to start with, so we're not actually going to be able to hit anything at this point.
That's painful, but it's a card in hand that, I mean, it's still got haste and first strike, so that could help. Yeah. But paying 6 to do nothing also does feel pretty bad.
And then we attack with the monster. 2 or less cards in hand, it becomes. That's another EX burst. I don't know if we've got a target because we've got the Reno on board though. So.
Exactly. I think Kitty is dodging the worst of it here, because the EX burst you could be hitting are the Odins,
even at this point hits the Rufus.
Paul's probably sat there seething right now.
Wouldn't put it past him, that's for sure. I think if anything, this is going to be a bit of a quicker game than last one. However way this goes, I think either Paul makes a legendary comeback very quickly and Kitty can't keep up because of only 1 backup, or Paul just doesn't do anything for another 2 turns and loses.
I mean, the thing is, though, is that we did see in the last one how quickly a game can just turn on its head.
Exactly.
So, Paul is by no means out of this yet.
I think the important thing is to... I am phenomenally infamous for doing this, but when a situation looks terrible, I will give up and be like,
start tilting real hard.
This was such a non-game. My luck was terrible, but it can be very surprising. We are going to see Graha come down, hitting the Tola for an 8k reduction.
It does take out the Rufus, yeah.
Paul does have 1 card in hand as well, so the Fissalis is only going to get 1 trigger. Presumably we're going to get another discard on Kitty's turn, which, I wouldn't put it past him to happen. I do believe we've got 1 of each Turk in the break zone, so maybe we can play Rufus for 2 if we see it, but I'm not too sure. Or we could have the Fissalis S effect, which would be pretty nasty as well, but... Y'shtola going in for haste. Yeah. I think Paul knows that there's not a lot he can do to stop damage because something is going to get dulled and frozen.
Yeah, exactly. And Grahat is a massive 10k at the moment as well, thanks to those free play backups. So, and at one point, I swear I will learn their names.
I think the likely one is Weaver, but I could be wrong.
I mean, I bet you probably not. Your mind for Kaz does bewilder me sometimes.
He's
and he
got
is
it.
right. Look at that. Well done, Jacob.
God, I need a life. Anyway.
But you got a life sat next to me commentating on these lovely games.
And you know what? There's nowhere else I'd rather be on a Thursday evening.
Liar.
Maybe in your mum's bed, but we'll do that tomorrow.
Mate, you can have her, like, Jesus. Anyway.
Who are you laughing about?
Oh, just you.
I'm gonna giggle.
Just you. My mum would eat you alive.
That's the plan. So we did get the Rufus. Look at that. And we did play for 2CP.
Yep.
This is what we were hoping for. We get a lightning for 1. Brutal, honestly.
Yeah.
I wonder if we've only got 1 card in hand. If it was if that was like if we can get rid of that card, lightning is going to deal with that auto damage, which is disgusting.
Lethal. But I don't think he can, right?
Well, no, because Vicious draws, so we could draw something to play.
Yeah.
So like if we draw a Vicious here, we can just S effect for fun, which will get rid of our 2 cards in hand.
Didn't look like it. No, it doesn't look like he's going to get the lethal here.
But at the same time, like, this board set is strong.
Yeah.
I think what we want to see on Paul's side is probably a Shinryu and a not Shinryu. Because if we draw double Shinryu, I think we might actually see Phelan cry.
I mean, that would be great TV to get on a stream, like. So we know we can get him to 6, but there's a lot of EXs to dodge. I don't know if I would have kept the Y'shtola down there. I think I might have chosen the Grahat here. It's fine though.
Lightning gone straight. Sarcastic. Good job. You're better than me, clap. Are we going to see another one? Go on. Another? No, obviously not.
That's now 2 Estinians gone.
But no, I do think keeping the Y'shtola down is actually pretty good because that S effect is gonna ruin our day.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Well, I think we're okay to assume that Paul here didn't pull a Shinryu, because otherwise that would be surely the first thing you do, right?
Yeah, probably, right.
Unless he did, as you say, get unlucky and pull the double Shinryu, but it doesn't look like.
I don't think if you pulled a double Shinryu, I think we'd know a lot faster.
Yeah, you just see the physical deflation happen. Okay.
Yeah. It's summon. Gonna be. The problem with Hyo is it's an aggressive card,
and you don't really want to be aggressive where you're staring down lethal, right?
I mean, we can make it a little bit big and a little bit first strikey,
and a little bit country, a little bit rock and roll,
a little bit woe. There he is. So we could get him up to 10k, deal double damage if we want to, but once again that just takes Kitty to 3, and I don't think that's going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, I mean, like, if he could.
We do have the Reno in sort of our back pocket as a defense mechanism, just to dull something.
And I just saw in Kitty's hand there, he does have the new Y'shtola in hand from the Dissidia box.
I'd love to see that come down,
because that's going to have haste and deal 9, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think Paul is trying to figure out if he can get the Hyo up. I think it might be... Hyo doesn't get first strike. Yeah, we are going to make him big.
He does go to 10 though, right?
He is going to attack.
Yeah. Oh, that's...
We're going to get a dull. Are we not going to get a dull? I wonder what is Paul trying to say he...
Yeah, he's paid, he's just obviously got the X bursts, yeah. So there we go.
Sure. I don't know, I think... Is Paul just given up? He did dull down the Reno instead of the Alpha No.
Oh, so we've got Orphan in hand, we've got Y'shtola in hand. Like, pick your poison there, Kitty, pick your poison.
Yeah, he wants to play the new Y'shtola.
Yeah,
this is what everyone wanted to see.
Big Papa Y'shtola coming in with haste.
There we go. 2 or less, gets haste, and
Attack deal 9.
9k damage on a swing. But more than anything, good lord, is that artwork gorgeous.
Truly. Sad that only 2 in a box though. But I suppose
You have to buy 2, aren't you?
Well, the thing is, I mean, it is going to be in the new set as well. But you kind of want the the 2 of them. But while we were talking about Y'shtola, the game is over. Y'shtola again coming in immediately, dealing 9 to
doing what Y'shtola wants to do. I think Hio attacked, but Paul forgot to pay for the 3 before the fact, so it was like, yeah. But I think keeping the Reno up, Rude up, Reno. Keeping the Reno up would have been better. But I think with that Y'shtola coming down, I don't think it would have made enough of a difference.
No, exactly. And the Great British Video Gamer, you are correct. It's like, again, we saw it in the first game. Jenny did have lethal, just needed a hard cast of Leviathan. She didn't realise the Fiend could have had the double trigger on it, and would have died to that.
I mean, it was a tough decision to call in regards to that, because I think that deck does run a hell of a lot of EX burst, so you could have gotten punished for it, but at the same time they would have had no forward. So. But it's funny because the reason why I love card games in general so much is because to me, a game is a puzzle that doesn't have an answer. You've got to figure out the answer yourself, but you're never going to know what the right answer was at any time.
As they say, hindsight is always 20/20.
Exactly. Looking back, it's still a bit fuzzy, one might say.
But we'll go to a quick be right back, and we will see if we can get Kitty over here for a quick conversation.
Absolutely.
Be right back, guys.
So here he is, not commentating today, but going to be joining us, with us on stream, actually playing this time, obviously with the new cards. Kitty, I mean, bit of a bloodbath, don't you think?
I've been looking forward to playing Mono Ice ever since I saw the Dissidia cards, and I know I've talked to Jacko a fair bit about this, and this is his deck list. So Jacko, IE1.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone got any Mono Ice, we know it's the king himself. But yeah, I think it's definitely seemed that pretty much everyone, at least in our community, has come to the agreement that with the new Dissidia box, Ice is reigning supreme with these new cards. I mean, Y'shtola isn't part of one of the starter cards, but does come and definitely gives it a much needed boost. We didn't get to see much of the rest of the new cards. So what else was in there that would have been would have come up and surprised?
So obviously in the Dissidia box you get Terror, which is actually pretty good, just as a standalone card. I mean, 3 drop for discard on the 7k power curve is alright.
Sure.
It's not too shabby. Noctis is there just as another kill shot. He hasn't come up yet, and to be honest, I'm debating whether he's even needed in the first place. But the big thing is, you don't play the new Toto because the old Toto is DFF, and the fact that card is DFF makes a big difference. And this is where I go back to Terror, because if you have a DFF forward, Terror gives you a crystal. This means that you don't need to play extra crystal cards to get the crystal for your Toto, for the doll, everything, because your cards are already doing it for you. It's taking that extra step out of the equation. And then Y'shtola's just a house. Y'shtola is a mono ice card where you threaten the Theodore. Didn't see it that game, but you know it's in there somewhere.
Didn't need it, mate.
I need it.
We got 3 discards by the second turn. Paul was crippling. To be honest with you, getting the Shinryu into the Weaver backup, thought might have been able to produce something. We just didn't see the top decks we needed.
That was the turn that gave me the most thought, because I'm like, okay, so he's on 0, and I had a few different options in my hand. I don't know if I'd already played the Physalis, but the Physalis... No, I can't remember if I played Physalis there or not, but Physalis was obviously going to net me some value.
I think it was still in hand at that point,
And then I knew I could... Alright, I still had a Rufus on board, I'm pretty sure, so I'm like, okay, I'll just get back a Reno, and then it was... readjusting the turn to, rather than trying to strip what value I could, which he'd limited the amount of value I could strip from, so thought, okay, I'll just maximise what I can get. on this turn.
That definitely seems to be a direction that Ice is going at the moment, where it's given you with cards like, especially for Salis, with Rufus, it's given you the option to strip your opponent or get yourself cards back, which is mental for Ice now getting that option. But obviously, they're situational cards. You need to get to the point where it can provide that value for you. It's just getting easier and easier, really. You know.
I mean, I spent the last 2 games internally screaming where the Dirk is rude, because multiple times I've had 3 Renos in the break zone, but no rude. So my Rufus is constantly sitting at full. But then cards like Rufus and cards like Toto allow you to, as we said, flip those turns around. Okay, I'm not starving the opponent, but I'm going to push myself ahead further in the game. And honestly, in that matchup, I think I dodged the bullets. If he'd had one more kill X, I was probably in trouble. I miscounted in my hand. I was like, oh, I got 1 CP and lightning. I'll play the lightning, I get the extra damage. Wait, I've still got a card in hand.
Yeah. Me and Fish were talking, seeing if you could attack with a Physalis and then top deck another Physalis for an S effect or something to get that off, but didn't matter at the end of the day because the RNA or EX burst. But you did also manage to avoid some pretty nasty EX burst that deck runs. So
Y'shtola was narrative running that. He's just completely sprinted through. One thing that I do want to try, I've just noticed it in chat, Ice needs a backup engine other than Lock. This is true, and I want to try the Light Barts, because, and don't quote me on this, I've just been told this, Light Bart searches Dissidia characters.
I haven't looked into the cards enough because they're not on FF decks yet, so I couldn't say for certain.
So if Barts does search like Dissidia characters, Cissnei is a character.
That she is.
Which means you can use Barts instead of the Celeste as a Cissnei searcher, and Cissnei is already functioning with Rufus anyway in that little Turks package, so maybe that's another way that could be explored.
The one thing I in my personal opinion, I think if Ice did have some form of consistency backup engine on its own, then maybe that doesn't push it over the edge to being too strong, because it does sort of, the cards it has already are just such good value. I think you definitely need something. I feel, but anything that's like backup into backup, or multiple backups rather, I don't know if that might push it over the edge a little bit.
I don't know, because with both the games I played now, I played the entirety of both games on one backup. And I've been I'm like, does Ice... obviously Ice would like a backup engine, but I'd rather just turn 1 Theodore and then play a Rufus or a Terra or something else. Back attack juggler shenanigans.
That card is silly.
It's funny. But it's up to, I'm no Ice expert, I'm just having fun with new cards. It's going to take a greater mind than me to figure this one out.
I'm not going to disagree with that. But the important thing is piloting it well, which you definitely did on stream. So no complaints here. And
brilliant.
You're looking forward to playing it then with when the new set comes out. Is this going to be one of your main decks, you reckon?
It'd be interesting to see what else comes. We've already seen one of the new Ice Legends, and it looks a bit naff. I think it's meant to be the Mono Ice one, and it's just not it. But Y'shtola is essentially a Mono Ice Legend that's been given an early Christmas present. So who knows what the new set presents itself. I've already discovered tonight that I need to buy a Jack Sparrow costume, so we'll run with that.
I don't think you're the only person that's come to that conclusion. So, that card is nuts.
I love it.
All right, well, we're going to be going to be right back again. Got about 5 minutes left on the clock, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment.